Alright, here we are. Second installment of Walking While Black. As you can see, we're in Polo, Terrace. And there's going to be a lot of hiking. This is a lot of serious hills. Actually wearing a new pair of Adidas. Let's show those. Wearing these Adidas. Some very skinny pants. This hat. Flat-brimmed, ostentatious colors. These glasses, also rather ostentatious, aren't they? Alright, we're coming to our first turn here. This should be Tournament, which will take us up quite a ways until we get to Tobin Clark Drive. It's a very famous road because it was once, and still is in a sense, a long private driveway to an incredible estate. Alright, yeah, here we go, Tournament. There we see a walker. But lo and behold, she's not a Karen. No, boys. Many lies have been told, many exaggerations have been put forth. And we are here to refute the libtard lies. Because this is indeed the neighborhood that I grew up in. And I do indeed have African blood coursing through my veins. As well as a copious amount of 420 at the moment. You know it. Oh, actually, yeah. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Oh boy. Okay, we're coming into the wind. Let's turn around and see if we can get ourselves out of the wind. Yeah, slight concern about that. We're standing behind some bushes now, but it appears as we're going up Tournament, we're going to get wind blasted. This might completely destroy the audio, completely destroy the video. Bloody hell. At any rate, boys, not only am I dressed very ostentatiously like a hip-hop listening skater, but we're also carrying this with us too, just to add to the experimental excitement, of it all. No, but we no lighter, and there will be no combustion whatsoever. We are experiencing major wildfires all over this part of California right now, including in the Santa Cruz Mountains, not at all that far from here. And in these wind conditions, you can imagine, nobody wants any extraneous combustion going on in their neighborhood in the hills today. So we won't be participating in that. Plenty of time for that later if we decide to go back out in our little downtown and do a little bit of rabble-rousing after this. Alright, we're on the next Ascent, which will take us to the next series of gates pretty soon. So far the wind doesn't seem that bad. I'm really hoping it's not completely destroying my audio. Serious hills, boys. Really shouldn't call this walking while black. Should be hiking while black. That's really what it is. That's where we're headed. Way up there with those massive estates. We are going to wind our way around and end up over there. That's Tobin Clark Drive over there. Here we are. This home here, an older Hillsboro home. This was the home of my good friend here, one of my boys in high school. It's funny, no remodel's been done to this home since then. Nothing. Yeah, looks exactly the same. I like that. A very regal and perhaps warlike eagle. Some would use other words to describe it, and they are on two pillars. Oh, there you go. That actually is a point of interest. Lost dog. I'm purposely not showing their identifying info. Lost dog. He has microchips. Something we'll all have soon enough if we lay down and comply as we have thus far. Alright, let's get out of the road. Here they come. They've come to accost me. That road is called Santa Felicia Drive. All right, another descent. This is hill country, boys. These are sort of what you could call the foothills of the sort of almost northernmost section of the Santa Cruz Mountains. That's where we are. Not far from the coast at all. As the crow flies, we're probably like 6 miles from the ocean or something. As the road winds through the mountains and takes us there. It's a few times further than that, I guess. Yeah, these are proper hills. I hear voices. Which is not atypical. That's one thing with doing a walking experiment through an area like this. Don't encounter very many people on the streets at all. People have all sorts of exciting and wonderful things to do behind their gates. So you don't see them out all that often. Now their domain is back by the pool. Playing tennis and jumping straight into the pool and finishing with a session in the hot tub. Yes, here we go, boys. This is what I'm talking about. Exactly. I kid you not. I've ridden those trails, and I know where they take us. They take us right through, Elon. It'll get a little little tricky too, trying to avoid trespassing on his property. He actually has 47 acres of this land over there. And it's wild country going through there, as you can see. I don't think he has gates and fences surrounding his whole property. No, not at all. I'd be surprised if there's even proper property lines marked off with little stakes or something. Little baton rouges. Miserable, wretched dog making a noise up there. Hey, we found a Karen. It's four-legged. All right, let's keep moving. Look at that gate. That looks older, Hillsboro. Kind of these. Possibly a fortune in decline. Yep, neighborhoods like these are oftentimes the tale of a rise and a fall of a great family fortune. It does happen. Yes, it does. Not the worst day to come up here on a hike like this. Between the little bit of fog and all the smoke, I'm really not in the sun, which is great because it's hot again today. Pampas grass, one of our imports from Australia. Much fun to be had with those. You see those long, plumy, foxtail-looking appendages. Those are actually quite flammable. And when we were kids, the sword fights you could have with a flaming spear of destiny with those boys was quite fun. The downside is those long green grasses, they are almost like sawtoothed razor blades running along each side. And if you go zipping through there on your bicycle, fucking hell, you will regret it. Beautiful plants. The bay. It would be blue over there, down in that muddle of gray, but that is all smoke, boys. We are under serious fire threat all around us. What happened was a few days ago we had a couple of thunderstorms come through, dropped a tiny bit of rain, but a lot of lightning strikes. And it really set quite a few fires around the Bay Area here. No outlet, as we're going to the top. That house looks really cool with this palm here. Endless gorgeous vegetation. Yeah, this part of California is so beautiful. I prefer to live on the other side of the mountain where it's totally coastal and it's much more rural. I spent a few years growing up there, and that's really where my heart resides. This area is fantastic, it's wonderful and blah blah blah, as you can see, but I'm a little wild, as you guys might have realized. So I prefer to be in a little bit more of a rural setting with more open spaces. Because we like our freedoms, don't we? Yeah, such a pity it's so gray. That down there is indeed the bay. And it would be sparkling blue on almost any other day. But we are here on a mission. This is a social experiment. I'm quite certain as to the results of the experiment. But in the minds of many, I suppose it's quite experimental. All right, another gnarly ascent. Oh, speaking of tennis courts, this estate has their tennis court right there. Nothing better than having tennis courts in your backyard. We didn't have those on any property I grew up on, but I did have a friend right in our neighborhood that had courts in his backyard. And I don't know if you guys can see just how steep these hills are, but it doesn't get any steeper for residential hills in California. And I should know. No, this is right up here. Legit hills. Got a little sunroom there. If they're smart, they're using part of that for a little greenhouse. Yes, indeed, folks. Marijuana is legal in California now, and on your own property, provided that it's out of sight of the public, and a few other little mild rules of that sort. You can grow your own marijuana right on your own property. Yeah. Yes, boys and girls, those tall buildings down there, looks a little bit like a downtown. That's our normal stomping grounds for the videos I've been making thus far. So it gives you a sense. That's how it is around here. As the crow flies, it's not really all that far. But as you wind through these mountainous roads, it's a whole nother matter. Yes, it is. Speaking of pools, I see their pool too. Very nice how they're in that stand of redwoods there. Oh yes. Okay, I think we're getting towards the top now. Wind is really picking up. Heading to SFO, San Francisco International Airport. Not all that many miles from here either. Down there along the bay. Another fine home and an unending succession of fine homes through this area. Oh, yeah, we're almost to the top. I am pleased to report. I see eagles hunting the canyon. Yes, that canyon, going up to the top of that ridge and just over it. And that's when you come to Elon's 47 acres. The land where the Negro dares not tread. Fucking libtards are such clowns, boys, I'm telling you. They're scumbags. Now, to advance their own political agenda and to salve the wounds of their own insecurities and failings as they see themselves, they set out upon a path in conjunction with some master manipulators at the top that understand what the game truly is about. Yes, these libtards set about to spread their filthy lies and sow division and destruction in their path, and they've done a hell of a job of doing it. Okay, let's press on, final press to the top. Much to discuss coming down, and I think it'll be a lot easier to maintain my train of thought when I'm not breathing so hard. This is really steep, guys. I don't think the camera does it justice. Another tennis court, and what a view they have. My boy's view was in Lower Hillsboro. There, was no view. Not of a scenic outlook like this. That is sick. Imagine that. This is something I would like to know. Yes, that would be a friend I'd like to make. Construction, yes, this must be the hill we saw from way down below with that terraced land where they had constructed those white walls. Oh God, I think it's gonna get hella windy. Yeah, this is it. Look at that. Even on a construction site, way the hell up here. They've got nonsense COVID rules and social distancing and all their damn nonsense. Unbelievable. You hear that wind, boys? COVID's coming. COVID got blown all the way from China across the Pacific to here on this wind, boys. You guys might notice what looks a little bit like a road through there, huh? Fire road. Also taking us to the site of further future adventures we shall have. That's possible that that's actually one of Elon's entrance points there. Because I know for a fact there's other entrance points to his property. And, obviously with 47 acres rolling through these hills. That's one trespass we might have to just Rambo. All right, we made it. to the top. This is what they call the top of the world. Ah, another tennis court. Yes, indeed. That's living. Well, there we are, boys. Walking while black, the Ascent through Polo Terrace. And as you can see, I was besieged by Karens and set upon by a lynch mob, only to be rescued by the police, who grabbed me from the clutches of the hateful mob, and then beat me with billy clubs and dragged me off to the police station for walking while black.